Hi everyone, welcome to GarageHammerTactics, and what is today are going to be our first attempt at a podcast or a video podcast. We're going to take you through what we're planning to do with GarageHammerTactics and all the reveals of Warhammer Fest, or the lackluster reveal, shall we say, but we'll get into that further on down the line. So it's Tom here. Say hello everyone else.
Hello, Sean here as well.
Yeah, and Sam, and I'm already annoyed that Tom's stolen the salt like 30 seconds in already.
Everyone's the same though, aren't they? It's like, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
So we start with day one then.
So day one, obviously, Craignos was announced, and we got its Centaur model as well.
Like, even I don't know why they did that as a release, because everyone knew it was coming. They'd already said about Craignos.
Yeah, they already said that was the last book in the fourth book in that series, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
it's
the
almost
last
like
one.
a theme for that.
I think if you go for the whole week, you realise that there's a lot of stuff they'd already released that they were just sort of
Yeah. As we're going through it, we'll already see that a lot of it's already been released in the community webpage releases anyway, isn't it?
The model's cool though.
Yeah, I really love the model.
All the Broken Realms and AOS releases have been mint.
Yeah, especially Craig.
Bit of a derpy face, but
it's optional, isn't it? There's two or three different types, I think they said.
I think there's three or two or three. There's definitely more than one.
I can't help but feel that GW are now trolling us, because every single time they release a new model, it's, oh, look at the tactical rock. And now they've just gone, wow, you like rocks so much, we'll put them on massive rocks.
Yeah. The bigger the rock, the more important they are. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Simba must be pretty boss.
That Disney reference. What else was on day one? So it was the Vampire Soulblight Lords, wasn't it?
So, yeah, they got all the vampires. I really dig the vampire range. I used to collect vampire counts in my youth, so this is definitely hitting some nostalgia for me. I think you guys like them as well, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit jealous that you've chosen to do
them. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. The models look cool, don't get me wrong. I didn't notice at the time. I thought awesome, and now I've watched all the reviews, everyone going, yeah, the bottom half is cool, top half is cool, but you put them together, I'm not sure. And I'm like, oh, I can see it now. I shouldn't have watched that.
Yeah, it doesn't quite join properly. It just, I don't know, looks like someone's cut a body off and glued it on top, really.
To sidetrack slightly, did you read today's Warhammer community article on a bit of the background with like 5 different noble houses of the Soul Blights?
I've not had a chance to that, no.
Yeah, it does sort of explain as to why they're like that. So it's not, I know it looks random, but they have written into it.
I mean, if they can justify it in law, then I mean, you can justify anything in law if you try out.
True.
They do make it up.
Yeah, it's literally a made-up game.
Yeah, still. What else was day one?
So they had the werewolf-looking vampire guy as well. Radigar the Beast. He looks absolutely boss. I love the little guy filling up his cup with blood off his claw. And
not only is he standing on a rock, he's also standing on a log. So that tells you how important he is.
It's double important.
The dogs, the zombie dogs are quite cool.
Yeah, the dire wolves. Absolutely
remade.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. What else we got? Oh, you got the father and daughter. Is it witch hunters or?
See, they got previewed before though. I mean,
they're
quite cool.
That's been seen before, so I don't know
why
they
were going to be a Curse City expansion when they first got released, because they look very Curse City-esque, but obviously that's not going to be a thing.
No. Is that some salt there, is it, Sam? Disappointed.
No. I got my hands on a copy, so I've got no reason to be salty.
Yeah, you're happy Happy boy.
Yeah, is the game again? I'm the one sidetracking. Is the game resolved? Is the story resolved, Sam? Have you actually had a read of it?
Well, it's the same as Blackstone Fortress. So at the end of the original, before the expansions, you got an envelope that basically said "did not open until you completed the game." So it's like the last thing, and it explains what happens afterwards.
Okay.
So it came with an envelope. I've not opened it because, well, I haven't even finished building it yet, and I don't want to spoil it for myself.
No, that's good. I like your willpower.
The other model that was released was Baladama Volga, the vampire riding a wolf.
Oh yeah, the one with the wolf underneath it, and then it's got like a wolf's pelt, and it's
it's got big
find it quite. I mean, I get what GW are doing; they're going for their own unique thing. But you think werewolves, if you think traditionally, do not mix with vampires, and you've got vampires riding wolves. It's like I don't know. It just doesn't seem to gel with me because it's like, well, hang on, aren't they supposed to be like arch enemies?
Yeah. Every other lore I know is they hate each other.
Yeah.
But
not with AOS.
They're going to be friends in AOS.
Yeah.
Because they do things differently.
Yeah, but they do. So I think that's pretty much day one.
And that was the best day. Like they hit on the end, it started on a high, and then it sort of just teetered off after that.
Yeah, you might as well stop there, hadn't you?
Yeah.
So day two was the first 40k. They had two 40k days because they had so much apparently. But I think we all knew what they were going to release on those 2 days. And the first one was more Sisters.
Was the Sisters a battle day? They didn't preview anything else, did they?
No, just all Sisters.
Some terrain, I think, and they knew it. The part 2 to the Charadon War Zone.
The Charadon. Yeah, that is right.
Which again has been another sore point for some people.
Games Workshop's answer to how do you make a tabletop game have downloadable content?
Day one as well.
Just don't release all the rules at once and then just drip feed them.
Yeah, it's a bit like Luminous getting 2 battle teams.
Don't start. I thought you weren't going to go there.
Well, I was at a Games Workshop yesterday. I think we know the one. The local Games Workshop. I was talking to someone, and they were basically going on about how, and I've just completely lost my train of thought where I was going with this.
It's a great story.
What were we talking about? Yeah, it was a cool story. Next time, more dragons. I've completely lost. What were we talking about?
You literally just about to say a story that you got to visit the local Games Workshop.
And then, that was it.
Well, I didn't want to mention someone that might watch this and be like, "You mentioned me on your show," and be like, "Oh, yeah, right, I did. I didn't know you felt that way." I'm like, "Well, yeah, sorry."
Oh dear. I'm sure it'll come back to you.
Well, I can't remember what we were talking about. Otherwise, it would come back to me.
Oh, we were talking about how they've released Luminous in what 2 battle teams in the space of, what was it, 10 months, 9 months?
Yeah, it was less than a year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Because now, obviously, Tom, you're looking to start, or you have got your Realm Lords already. So you've got your first codex, you're about to get another one. And then skipping ahead slightly, but we know you're about to get another one as well in the next sort of 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. We don't know whether COVID had a massive impact on that. But even when looking back, we are digressing quite considerably. But looking back, when they first announced the Luminous, it was supposed to be March 2020, I believe they were supposed to be released. So even then, if COVID hadn't hit, that's still when they would have been looking to release the Broken Realms Tech List Book 2. That's still, 10 months? Because they would have done it December time. 2020, should we say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Even still, it just doesn't make sense. It's like they half-assed it, in my opinion. But anyway,
Yeah, well, I was just going to add to that with like, you know, everyone keeps using this COVID. I mean, I keep seeing it online now. Oh well, you know, Games Workshop have been a pandemic this entire time, just like the rest of us. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying it, because in this pandemic we've had full army releases, we've had a new edition of 40k, we've had like Adeptus Titanicus, you've had Necromunda. They have not stopped producing stuff. So this, oh yeah, we're in a pandemic. Well, it doesn't stop them from producing an entire new game.
Yeah.
And yet it's an excuse when people basically people are just defending. I mean, you know, TW, when they do something good, praise them. When they do something wrong, don't try and like make excuses for them. They don't need your excuses. They make plenty of money.
I think
Anyway, back to Warhammer first.
Isn't it? So yeah, day 2, Sisters. I'm a bit sick to death of seeing Sisters. It feels like seeing Sister releases for the past 2 years, is it? Don't know, or a year.
They're the new Primaris Lieutenant, aren't they?
Well,
yeah.
I read something the other day
Lieutenant.
actually that was that sort of put. I was like, actually, this makes a lot of sense. They're just turning Sisters into Space Marines. They're just. I mean, obviously, there's the whole massive thing about female Space Marines at the moment. Whatever everyone's opinions, that's fine. However, that's what they're doing to Sisters of Battle. They're turning them into female Space Marines because they're just like. Before it used to be they were all about witch hunting and they had the whole flame thing. Now they've got their own main battle tank. Like I'm pretty sure the Inquisition, you know, in the way they work and they have their sort of militant arm of the Order Hereticus, does not need a main battle tank trundling through like, you know, a hive city.
No, like you say, it's their new flagship model almost, and they're even the same scale nearly as a firstborn Marine, and they were never supposed to be.
No, but. If that's what they want to do, that's what they do. The models look. I think that HQ character looks really good. I don't like the basic ones, but the HQ one I didn't mind. I was like, you know, I can. If that was a one-off, I'd be like, yeah, well, they could say it's equivalent of her sister being turned into a dreadnought. She was big enough that she got her own, like, you know, war suit.
Is that the High Lord lady?
Yeah, the one that's a High Lord of Terror.
But again, on those models that what war suits are they, Sean? They're not the Indomitus.
Is it Invictus war suit?
I don't know exactly. Invictus. Yeah, no,
that's the Primaris one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
They're much like you were saying about the Soulblight vampire lady with the dragon feet and the human body. They've taken half a model. Yeah, that's it. Paragon War Suit. They've done the top and bottom half of 2 different models, which on their own they look really great, but together it's a bit like what's going on.
Yeah. So
sure.
That was it for day 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. Not
there was some Sisters Blade Guard veterans. Let's not forget those.
Yeah, it was.
So we had Sisters Centurions and Sisters Blade Guard veterans. So
it is a new Primaris, isn't it?
Definitely.
Oh well. Right. What was Wednesday was books. I remember Black Library. And
Library,
and Gaunt's Ghosts because
Gaunt's
they were
Ghosts.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're
I
awesome.
really like those models. Are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I would agree completely. The only thing I'd say is pro time era, because obviously they've basically done the characters up till book 3. Spoilers for anyone who's not read Gaunt's Ghost, but they've been out for like 20 years, so sorry. But
catch up.
They've done the characters up to book 3, and then like there are so many more prominent characters after that, there's so many more prominent characters they could have used. You know, if they want to tick all the different boxes, they could have used Tona Crid. She's an awesome character. No sign of her.
It's not to say that they won't do them.
No, that's very true.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to revamp from the start. Who knows what they're thinking?
Well, Gaunt looks awesome, but Gaunt with a chainsword only really existed for 2 books, and then he got himself the sword of Hieronyma, or however you pronounce it, which is like a girt-off power sword. And then for the next 13 books, that's where he wields. So why did you go with the chainsword, guys?
Because they'll release another Gaunt model with a power sword for you to buy.
Yeah.
Now you can buy 2.
Sorry. GW.
That
Yeah.
For me, was like the only. I suppose the Warhawk for Siege of Terror book being announced. So quite exciting for the White Scars players, I suppose.
Have you guys read the Siege of Terror books yet? Like, are you up to Saturnine or?
No,
is it Fury of Magnus?
I've listened to someone on YouTube. I can't remember who it is. About
Wolf
Fury
Lord
of
Ray, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Wolf Lord Ray. Listened to his talk on Fury of Magnus. So seems quite a good book actually. As not really a fan of Magnus, but I think he's quite interesting to read about.
No, I don't know, never got into Sons of Horus. No, I like Sons of Horus. Thousand Suns is what I'm on about. So yeah, they just I don't know, they never did it that much for me. Some people proper go full retard over them, like more so than other legions.
Yeah, I suppose there's a legion out there for everyone, isn't there? So the beauty of having 18 legions to choose from.
Yeah.
It seems staying on this theme of Siege of Terror is that for such a pivotal moment within the Horus Heresy, it seems to have slowed considerably. Like there's not as much fanfare around it, and the rate at which they're releasing the books seems to be almost attributing to the die-off of the heresy.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Although what you're on about, the heresy's not dead. We'll just keep refusing to believe that.
Yeah, that's our channel namesake, I suppose, isn't it? But
that'll be us in 5 years' time, like the old world of fantasy. No, it didn't die.
Still lives.
What about? There's still a massive community. People still play it at tournaments all the time. But people always go to events and like, yeah, but you haven't had rules for 6 years. You haven't even had models for 6 years. Come on, guys, let it go.
That'll be us still filming back rips.
Yeah.
You watch when this
Hopefully.
goes live. Adam West will send me a text saying, "Heresy, the fantasy's still going, Sam. I don't know why you feel the need to whinge about it."
He can carry on being a square base lover, can't he?
You're gonna sort of call him something else then.
I had to refrain.
we love you, West. Really, it's just you're a punch bag.
Yeah, and we all know you love it, so we just give it to you more.
I mean, if he wanted to sort be respected, he'd put his Marines on 32mm bases like everyone else.
Yeah. But,
anyway, we've got off tangent here. What was Wednesday? It was books.
We keep going on tangents.
Just books. I don't know if you want to go through them all. Like the only bit I was really psyched for was Gaunt's Ghost and the Heresy book. Really,
I really want to read the Volpone one.
Which one was that? Hang on, let me scroll down.
It's another Sabbath Worlds Crusade book, but the Volpone Blue Buds, they turn up in Gaunt's Ghost and they're sort of a rival regiment. And but where Gaunt's Ghosts are like, scruffy and covered in tattoos, the Volpone are like covered in like carapace armor and armed to the teeth.
Oh, I found them now. Yeah, they look a little bit posher.
Yeah, they're very arrogant, but it's quite cool reading. There's one of the characters who was sort of commanding officer in the Blue Bloods is a pivotal character in later on in the Gaunt's Ghost books. So yeah, be interesting to see how they tied them in.
One to read then.
As a day of releases, it was okay though, wasn't it? I know it wasn't. As compared to the 40k ones, it was still quite interesting.
Yeah, it was better than Tuesday.
Yes. So, should we go on to day 4, which was box games, wasn't it?
Yeah, and at this point in the Twitch stream, I think because I've seen it screenshot so many times, there was like 15 to 30 comments of so no news on Curse City. Then no, you're not going to address that you just discontinued Curse City. This is the box games day. Why have you not said anything about Curse City? And they just completely ignored all of it.
Yeah, I think they didn't quite want to comment on that, did they?
No, but what did we get? We got Aeronautica.
Some Necromunda.
It wasn't just Aeronautica though. It was a plastic Thunderhawk.
Yes, a plastic Thunderhawk miniature.
Way to subvert everyone's expectations there. Oh my god, we're getting a plastic Thunderhawk. No.
I think we got Sam's favourite release on this day, didn't we? With the,
Yeah, we got
the crab.
The crab.
I was driving home and my phone was going nuts. I thought, oh Christ, what's happened? I thought, it might be a Heresy box set. No, it's a crab.
Yeah. You weren't disappointed though, were you?
No, they are very nice, but still.
So going back to the Games Workshop, because I still can't remember that conversation. However, we're
going back there, are we?
Was going on about how much he hated that crab because it just made his AOS army an absolute joke. And I was like, well, you and I obviously differ on this opinion because that crab is awesome.
That crab is the Idoneth god.
Yeah.
My favourite comment was,
he needs a bigger rock.
Yeah, he needs a full-on cliff.
He needs a Craignos. He needs a Craignos cliff.
I might buy him, and because I said he's going to be chat channel mascot, and just put him on the biggest rock going, and then he could just be off to the corner when we do that in the garage somewhere.
Brilliant. Sam, I think your mic just keeps scratching on your sleeve.
Oh, does it? Hang on.
Yeah, just getting a bit of feedback from it.
All right, is that better?
Yeah.
A lot better.
Yeah. The Necromunda stuff I thought was really good, and I think it really suits a dark Mechanicum aesthetic. I don't know if you two agree
massively.
on that. So it's probably some good kit bashing and conversion bits in there for people who quite enjoy them.
Oh, was it what group was that? It was
is it Nax? No,
it was.
Is it Delac?
Delac, that's it.
Delac.
Yeah.
With their snake hoover.
Yeah. Snake hoover. That was another one of Sam's favourites. I think he banged on about that a few times.
But then there's actually one of the models later on was just a snake hoover coming out of the ground. I was like, even better. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a game that I will never play. Sadly.
Yeah.
It's not
side games, isn't it?
Well, it's with everything. You're buying this game because you want to play it. So you want, and we don't know enough people that would play it. And even so, it requires a campaign, and we can't be committed enough to play it regularly. Because it comes down to everything really. If we're playing that, it means we've got time to play Heresy. And if we're not playing Heresy, we've done something wrong.
Yeah, if someone said, "Oh, do you want a game of Necromunda or a game of Heresy?" You just go pick Heresy every time, won't you?
Yeah, exactly. And now I suppose Age of Sigmar as well.
Yeah, that is.
We're going to announce that in a bit, Sam. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean already announced it in one of his many videos that he did during lockdown.
No one watched that.
Well, you can only see a top half of him, so you must assume the rest. But he wore underwear for that day and didn't wear any trousers. He was like, no, I can't be asked.
I haven't got any on today. It's too warm, isn't it? You got to air them out.
Oh Jesus! Well, that took half an hour.
I think we did well, actually.
Yeah, we did.
So, plastic Thunderhawk, crab, and some Necromunda.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, again, Aeronautica Imperialis, another game that you'd just rather play Heresy.
Yeah, I never really get into the side games just because I think my investment is just worth doing the main ones, just because I know I can get regular games instead of wasting my precious painting time.
As well as that, it just seems that all the side games they are cashing in on nostalgia. Like, are they really that enticing to a younger hobbyist? A younger hobbyist is going to see a Space Marine or a Stormcast Eternal, whereas the side games, they sell to the hobbyists that are
people that go, I remember that 20 years ago, and
exactly.
Like all the Aeronautica Imperialis, I suppose that people who used to play Epic would be quite into that sort of stuff, because that probably takes them back to when that was around.
Yeah,
and
massively.
I could see that coming back actually with them and Adeptus Titanicus as well. I don't know if that's on the same scale or not, though, to be honest. I don't know if it's a slightly different scale.
I imagine it probably. I mean, I've seen a lot of, like Mike Fellhanded. He uses a lot of aeronautical models as like damage stuff on his Adeptus Titanicus bases.
Oh, they must be the same then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's half the models out there, and you need to do some marines and tanks and stuff then, and then epics there really.
That was Thursday, yeah. So Friday was another 40.
Friday, yeah. The Orcs, which I think we knew was coming as well, because we've seen Orc releases last couple of weeks on the Warhammer community website.
The Orcs that
Mega
are
War Boss.
40k.
Yeah, they're very AOS-y, like with the squids.
Yeah, I thought since when does like the Orcs in 40k, they ride around on bikes and stuff. They don't run around on squigs. That's a fantasy thing.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Mad Max theme, isn't it? And it's lost that a little bit with the squigs, I think.
Yeah, I think the models themselves, they're really good, but where they're set is the wrong place.
Yeah. I do really like the guy with the hair. I don't know if did you guys see that?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Is that the Psyker? Is it?
Yeah,
the weird boy.
Yeah, with a massive claw. I think it's just the hair that attracts me. I think it's just crazy.
Attracts me
like
too.
Crab.
Jealous.
Yeah, you're definitely jealous, aren't you?
Yeah.
I really liked the Orc War Boss in Mega Armor because for ages people have just been using the AOS guy rather than the massive dragon and just been kit bashing him. And now I say we, none of us play Orcs, but they actually have a model for him. Which is awesome because the War Boss model that they had prior to that has been around for like 20 years.
Yeah, it's obviously what people wanted as well. If they're willing to kit bash and that, then obviously they need to make that model to cash in on it because people want to play it.
I mean, I love the Orc community. Like I'm on the Orc Facebook group just because you see a lot of negative stuff on various Warhammer pages, but there's never negative stuff on the Orc page. It's just, I mean, they even have they all go, if they go to tournaments, they have a unwritten rule between them that they'll give their own award out for the biggest boss, and it's the guy that came top with the Orcs. I'm like, an event within. So people go up to tournaments with whack lists simply just so they can win that award. They're not asked about winning the actual tournament.
No. What else did we get apart from Orcs? Oh, we got the Cadian upgrade sprue, didn't we?
The most half-assed attempt. Yeah.
So I suppose it's better than nothing, but I think a complete revamp probably would have been better.
Yeah.
But
it's fine so long as they market it properly. So long as they don't put that sprue inside a reboxed Cadian box set and charge an extra £15 for it. It's fine if they just charge an extra £5 for it or so, because
no, they should just keep it. I think they should keep the same price.
Yeah.
Are they going to lose all the original heads?
No, it's an addition.
So it's just an addition. Yeah, so I can see it going up in price, which might make collecting an Astra Military even more expensive, as you need so many of them. They're already an expensive army to collect, aren't they?
That was my thought. This is why I think it should be the same price. One, the kit's 20 years old. If you go and buy a 20-year-old car, you don't expect to pay retail price. And two, you need about 100 guardsmen to have a decent a list with semi-decent infantry, because you need to spam them. So you can't charge 30 quid a box because it's just not, you just they go on about
10 per box, and so add that up. It's quickly almost as expensive as Heresy.
And what you'll find is, though, people will just go on eBay and buy the old and look for the old boxes, or they'll go to local gaming stores and just buy the old Cadians because they're cheaper, because they don't care about the upgrade sprue if they've got to pay, however extra to, extra, a couple of head options or extra weapons like a sniper rifle. Can't even put a sniper rifle in a normal tac squad or a guardsman squad. So that belongs in the Cadian command squad, which there is a sniper rifle in there. So nice, don't get it wrong, but I'm confused by it. It doesn't really make sense in my eyes.
No. And they teased a Grey Knight versus Tzeentch box set as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it looked like Thousand Suns, didn't it?
It'll be another like 2 redone characters for each army, and then a paywall box set, should we say, for a character.
And no one will, or it'll get sold out within the first 5 minutes, and they won't make any more.
Yeah.
But you'll see that character on eBay for a horrendous price, I imagine.
Yeah. And that was it for day 2, 40k, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on to our last day, day 6.
What we were all looking forward to, like getting our hopes up and hoping we could rub it in certain people's faces that it'd be heresy.
It wasn't. So I think we're more upset that we couldn't rub it in people's faces more than anything, aren't we?
Yeah.
Have you seen the chat online about how it started off with like 40,000 people watching, and then as soon as they announced it, it dropped down to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong. AOS 3 is really enticing, but it's like bittersweet, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, No, you go on, Sean.
Yeah, I was going to say I would have obviously preferred Heresy 2.0 over AOS 3.0, but we all quite like the AOS range anyway. That we're all quite a fan of the models, so it's not all bad, I suppose, as we can still benefit of playing AOS 3, which I think we were planning to bring to the channel soon anyway, aren't we? I know Sam's already painted up one army.
And I already had an army. You know, the perks of having a demon army is that it works in all gaming systems. So I already had a full AOS army good to go.
Yeah. I suppose if you want to play every single game system, just play one of the demon factions and you sort it, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean that was the logic behind it. I was like, well, now I've got a game I can play in 40k, 30k, AOS.
Yeah. You've also gone for the poster boys of AOS as well, haven't you?
Well, yeah, it was sort of because it was I kept looking at all the factions, and don't get me wrong, I really like some of the factions, but I didn't want to devote more time to realistically having to struggle painting a new army, and I didn't want to spend that much money. And Stormcast are really cheap to get hold of because they're everywhere, and they're really
there are a lot of starter boxes for them, aren't they? So you can pick them up cheapish on eBay and whatever other purchasing sites. So we also got some Stormcast releases with the announcement of AOS 3.0, which you weren't a fan of. What's her name?
Indrista or something like that.
Yindrista.
Yeah.
If that's how you pronounce it, who knows?
That's how they were pronouncing it on the stream. Indrista.
Yeah, we'll go for that then. Yeah, but you weren't actually a fan, were you?
I mean, she's just sanguineous. Like, I don't know. They could have gone for a different sort of take because it's a completely different game, but they just went, oh, they're sanguineous. Well, why don't we make an AOS version of her?
If you look at the Lost on the Damned cover on the book, she's just got that pose of sanguineous, really. So you can definitely see where the inspiration was.
Yeah, what I don't get is the new models. Obviously, offline we've had a chat about this because I read the stuff and was like, they've just made Primaris for AOS, and the game's not even bloody 10 years old yet, and they've already gone, all your Stormcast are now obsolete. These are the new ones. But in the lore, now that I've caught up, I understand why they've done it, and it makes sense. It's not just shoehorned in. But at the same time, they wield hammers. The whole bloody thing is that on the shield they've got a hammer. The logo is a hammer. It's called Warhammer, Age of Sigmar. Stormcast Eternals, the most iconic Stormcast Eternals, have hammers. And what do these guys have? Spears.
So So you're telling
can't
us you're
argue with that
upset because they
logic.
got spears.
No, I was just like,
One
great,
of them's got
I
a
like-
hammer.
Yeah, one of them has. Yeah, and he looks like a big beefy boy. He's not like a slender man.
Is that they're the Vindicators, aren't they? The ones with the hammers and the shields.
Yeah, I think it's
Is that
like
them?
a Terminator in AOS, basically.
They just that was my only gripe, is they just remind me of one of the Ossiarch Bone Reaper units.
Yeah, I thought that. They look very similar to Ossiarch, Bonecast Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as the new models release, it'd be interesting to see how much more they flesh out what are they called, chambers, Stormcast chambers, when they bring out a different range of models for the Stormcast.
So this one's
Yeah,
a Thunderstrike chamber. That's
I
what I was
think
reading
so,
earlier.
Yeah, so I think it's the last chamber of Stormcast from Sigma.
So there's still,
Um,
according to my little knowledge of the lore that I've been reading up, there's still 2 more to go after. So
Oh, is
was
there? Okay.
3, after Sacrosanct, they announced there was 3 more chambers that had so far not been seen in the lore. So this would be Thunderstrike, or whatever it's called. That's the newest chamber, and there's still 2 more to go after that.
I'm more excited to see who they're fighting against in the new starter set.
Yeah, because I mean, first of all,
I think it's going to be trolls or just, it's going to be some sort of destruction just by that little video that they showed.
Yeah, I think this edition is going to be Destruction Ascendant, so I think it will be destruction, some form of Destruction Alliance.
Maybe a Craignos in the starter set.
Yeah, or his people that he brings back, because he's upset that all his people have gone, aren't they?
Yeah, so maybe it's going to be like some sort of Beastmen type thing.
Yeah.
So that's a bone of contention with a lot of AOS fans. So remember the other day, Sean, when I was saying, there's a lot of whinging, and then I couldn't quite remember where it is I'd seen all the whinging about, and I was like, it's mostly Heresy players. There was actually some people whinging on one of the Age of Sigmar pages I'm on, and it was basically how Craignos is a giant centaur, and what army is synonymous with centaurs? Beasts of Chaos, and yet the Beasts of Chaos got nothing, and Destruction have got this. Oh dear.
Oh, wow.
Right, well, we may as well just let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, guys, if you've noticed, it's not been edited properly because, we're tight asses and we don't pay for Zoom, so it just cut out immediately. So my big long rant that you just saw was epic, and it's just been missed. So I'm going to sort of consolidate it now so that, a bit of a too long didn't read. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so Chaos Beastman players are absolutely kicking off because Craignos is clearly a Chaos Beastman, and yet Chaos Beastmen can't use him. And they're sort of, well, why is it the Destruction get a big centaur, but the army of centaurs gets nothing?
Yeah.
So
it'd be cool if you got Beastmen in the starter set, but find out, I reckon, in recent weeks. I don't think it's going to be too long. I reckon
they said that there was going to be another 2 previews in May, didn't they?
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be a completely new faction. It's not going to be something we've seen before because AOS like to smash out the factions.
Yeah.
That's what I like about AOS, is that they can literally do whatever they want with it, and no one really bats an eyelid.
Yeah, the lore is open, isn't it, for them to write what they want, really.
Yeah. Like those new Sinesh guys are something else, but then that's only possible because of the current lore where Sinesh is being like locked in a dungeon.
Locked in Teclis and Malarion's sex dungeon.
Yep. And then Marathi just decided to crawl into her.
I wanted to say something then, but I just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're all thinking it.
We are.
So that's AOS 3, and that's what we're going to start on the channel. That's Sam's 2 armies then. So Stormcast and Nurgle Demons.
Yeah. Maggot King of Nurgle. There's no such thing as Nurgle Demons in AOS. Come on, Sean.
The Nurgle Demons. I'm going to do Giant Dinosaurs, also known as Lizard Man and Seraphon, because they couldn't copyright Lizard Men. And obviously, the vampires are calling to me as well, just for as I did them in my childhood. So why not? So the 2 armies I'm planning on doing. Tom, you've built a model.
Hey, I've built more than one model. I think I've built 7 models.
Oh, slow down.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the train, choo-choo. But
Don't overdo it, mate.
No, shut up, guys.
This is how you lost your hair.
Is it the stress?
The stress.
The stress of building
stress
too many
you guys
models.
put on me.
You got alopecia.
Imminent newborn and the GarageHammer community are putting the stress on me. No, I'm doing Luminous and the Head Knights of Slanesh. So there's new Slanesh models. Again, it's another Luminous thing where they've released half of something and then 2 months later they release more stuff, which is frustrating, but it adds.
Is that why you paint so slowly, to allow everything to come out so you can just do it all at once?
Yeah. See, I pick what I think are strong armies because I'm whack, and then they don't stay whack because they take so long. So I can claim that I'm not whack. So it all works out.
Seems legit.
Yeah. Just giving away my secrets.
So so that's 6 armies we've got planned straight away there. So that's pretty good variety off the bat.
We're starting small first, though.
Yeah, we want to do those meeting engagement ones. Is that what they're called? Type battles.
Yeah, we'll see. We're going to see if they work out right. If not, you can just do Vanguard, 1,000 points for pitch battle profiles.
And that is a part of our attempt to do some Friday night filming, isn't it? As a reason, as you just mentioned. So both of you, in fact, are due newborns imminently.
Yeah.
So, congratulations from me, guys.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I know I've said it already, but
so should there be commiseration, bearing that you've got 2 and well,
you know what?
See how tired I am, as you see.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Warhammer Fest, I don't know about you guys, but if I'd have paid for it, I'd have wanted my money back.
Oh, 100%. It's like most of it is already previewed. There was only a few new models, but it's normally like 80 quid to go to a weekend like that or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know, some
amount. Quite pricey.
Heresy Weekenders are 70 quid, or they used to be back when Heresy Weekenders were a thing.
Yeah, but there's been a few jump in prices since then, and all rounds on the GW, so maybe even 100 quid for a weekender.
But I don't think that would you'd get your money's worth.
No,
not for what they revealed.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad I watched it online for free and not drive 3 and a bit hours and pay that much for a ticket to be disappointed, really. AOS free, I'm happy with. That's the main thing I'm happy with, really.
With AOS, so again, it's just from reading. I mean, I downloaded Facebook again because I've been off it for months, and sort of realised I've made a mistake after about 5 minutes. But the one thing I kept saying was like, yeah, okay, it's really good, but was it necessary? Could they have not kept 2 and just brought everything? There are some codexes that haven't had a codex since the end of first and still haven't had a codex, and now we're in third. It's like you need to play catch up.
Yeah.
Is 2 years really that long enough to allow additions to sort of Age of Darkness, realistically, since 2016, so 5 years we've had that, and everyone, pretty much knows the ins and outs of it, how the gaming system works. I know 40K is now doing this arcade thing where every 3 years there's a new edition. So, but like they're trying to be the Magic the Gathering of tabletop games, where it's got to be constant releases. I was hoping AOS would be a little less like constantly in your face, boom, look what we've done now, look what we've done now, look what we've done now, and just been more of the lore's progressing, but no one's in a rush, but they want to make money, and that's their.
I don't know if it brings out awesome models. I know what you're saying, Sam, but I like the models, so I don't really have a leg to stand on.
Can't have both.
No, that's very true, and I sort of see it from that point. It's for a personal view, I think it it didn't need a new edition. You know, when we think of like 7th to 8th, 7th edition was such a hot mess that, you know, they needed 40k 8th edition to sort of reset everything. But
yeah, it did.
Age of Sigmar 1.0 was pretty shambles. I think I played like 2 games of it when someone bought the start set and we had a good old like crack at it, and it was a bit weird because, you know, you had to stand on one leg to, you know, cast a spell.
Yeah,
I remember those rules.
Yeah.
Like 2.0 was a much refined edition, and the game started taking itself seriously. So I mean,
yeah,
you know, actually, if the 3rd edition lasted for the next 5 years, I'd be like, you know, happy days, I'm fine with that, because they've sort of found where they want to go with it now, and they're going to stick it. But if in 3 years' time that we're like, oh, Age of Sigmar 4th edition, I'd be like, come on, this is too much now.
Yeah,
so slow it down.
It's clearly evolving then, but just maybe too fast if they're not letting it have time to settle in. And yeah, I know it is. So obviously we've talked quite a bit of AOS there, but there's Heresy. It's going nowhere from the channel. We're still very hyped up for doing Heresy back reps, and we've got filming back next week, as Boris has just given the green light that FMB easing up to the next stage on the 17th of May.
Yeah, and it'll be
Death Guard and Imperial Fists.
Hopefully.
That's what we've got planned, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Babies coming left, right, and centre. We don't know who we'll see, but that's the current plan.
Well, Tom and I haven't won a game on the channel yet. No, actually, Tom, you have. You beat John, didn't you?
Yeah.
You didn't gloat in his face, though, did you, Tom?
All right. I said sorry.
Poor John.
Yeah, he just went home and cried.
He texted me saying that Tom's horrible.
I'm not. Knowing John, they probably said a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
I imagine some C-bombs were dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, back filming. All excited for it. So we're actually doing some improvements to the studio to let the quality shine through a little bit better. So we've tiled out the floor with some foam tiles, so it should stop any echoing, I hope, and also be a bit warmer in the winter, as towards the end of last year when we're still back repping and the colder months are coming in. Be all right putting a jumper on and that, but your feet would get quite cold on the concrete, we found, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because none of us wear shoes.
On.
No. What else have we got planned for the studio?
Well, you're putting loads of curtains around.
Curtains. Try and block out some of the breeze block. Sam's sad about that.
I am sad. I mean, we're called GarageHammerTactics. Come on, guys. It might just will be just Hammer Tactics if you take away the garage.
It's still in a garage.
I mean, when I drop a dice and it rolls, is it going to roll into a lawnmower? I might have to be like, sorry, guys, I'll just pick this up. And oh, look, there's a...
I got rid of my lawnmower. I've gone artificial grass. So.
Oh.
Less time cutting grass, more gaming. That's the plan.
A series of bikes then that you're never going to get rid of. I'll drop it into those.
Yeah, there's a few bikes about. So, armies being painted over lockdown. Tom.
You might have.
Tom painted a model.
You showed us your Contemptor Dreads. They were painted.
Half painted,
yeah. Sam, you've done quite a bit, haven't you? You've bashed out Stormcast.
Yeah, and my Imperial Fist. So I've had them now since 2018. Yeah, 2018 I started Imperial Fist. I painted them all up, and then when that paint scheme is terrible, I can't paint yellow. So I stripped them all down, even sold some of them, and bought just completely fresh models.
I'd like to point out that I only ever paint an army once. It may take me forever, but I'll paint an army once.
Yeah.
So we've got like two opposites of the spectrum.
but I've got a knack of painted yellow now. I mean, it does help that I've got a nice shiny airbrush that I got for my birthday, and that made it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Anyway, to
good
paint
tools,
yellow.
airbrush. I've painted up. Who have I painted up? Alpha Legion. It's a new Heresy army that you should see doing plenty of killing, hopefully.
You finished your Blood Angels as well, didn't you?
And yes, I rounded off the Blood Angels as well. I can't remember if that was before lockdown or not.
I don't think you finished it before Christmas.
Yeah,
you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you started Alpha Legion back in November.
Yeah, and that's when the first lockdown sort of started, wasn't it?
But no, that was lockdown 2.
Yeah, lockdown 2. And then they let us out of lockdown for about 3 weeks. And they went, no, you can go back in it again. And then 5 months later, we're still there.
Because we had a massive Christmas game. That was our last bat rep that was supposed to be filmed, a massive Christmas special. And then 2 days before, just got put, told, nope, you're not doing that.
Yeah, so that was it. And then we started our attempts at doing some Legion reviews.
Well, I've got better and less waffling.
Yeah, you've cut your times down. You've gone from 3 hours to 40 minutes. It's just good improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the records on both ends of the spectrum, Sam. You've got the longest one and you've got the shortest one.
Well, I suppose that longest. I don't understand how.
What are you talking about now?
What?
The longest one and the shortest one.
Yeah, well, the Custodes versus Demons is like 3.5 hours long, even though there's no shooting phase. So I don't understand how it can be so long. A lot of me whinging about how.
Yeah, you and West giving it to each other.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, Tom, stop saying stuff, Tom.
Yeah, so Sean's garage also moonlights as a brothel. I don't know.
I've installed some red lighting. That's the studio improvements.
That's why we've got foam tiles on the floor now.
Yeah.
And there's a pole in there just in case you want to, give someone a lap dance.
Taking a turn again.
Yeah, do apologise. So yeah, we've not been idle in lockdown. We have been painting and getting ready. Right, Tom has. Tom had your hobby slump hit you, didn't you? I always go through about 6 months period where, every sort of 6 months I hit a painting wall that I'm just like, not doing any for a while. And I think with lockdown it didn't help, did it?
Lockdown.
Yeah.
I just
got nothing to look for. Yeah. Like that's the main reason events are so good to sign up for, isn't it? It's a massive push to paint an army. You go, right, it's got to be ready for this date. Go. But we haven't even had an event last year, did we? I think I was signed up for 3 or 4. I didn't even get one.
We're paid all up front for 2, aren't we? Because we're supposed to be doing, you and me, Sean, are supposed to be doing a doubles.
Yeah, I've got a doubles. I got Centurion. I got a 2-day event as well. I think that's it. I think it's free. I think I've signed up for free. But hopefully, fingers crossed, these boys at Attrition get to do some events this year, and we can all go and express our whack onto each other people.
Yeah.
You moaned at me for my choice of words.
What?
You want to unload your whack all over someone else. Lovely. It's a good thing the kids are in bed.
Yeah.
It is. So videos I personally want to do is, I don't know, I want to hold out a little bit because I'm still sort of hopeful for Heresy 2.8. I want to do a how to play Heresy video, mainly to help people come into the community, because I've seen more and more people on Facebook asking how to get into Heresy, and there's nothing really out there to teach you the rules. It was easy back when it was 7th edition because the rules transferred straight over, but now if you've got 40k players coming from 9th over, they're not going to quite understand. So I think it might be worth doing a video to help the community that way, to even if it helps it grow a tiny little bit. I think it's worth doing.
Yep.
You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think
Just disappointed.
yeah, disappointment.
Yeah, still disappointed. I'm surprised we managed to keep the salt content so low, actually.
Well, Sean's lying. He basically told us that we'd be beaten within an inch of our lives if we got too salty before the stream started.
Yeah.
Don't believe him.
Tom had eyebrows before the stream started, and then he got so scared they fell off.
Yeah. It's just my poor lighting, you see. I haven't got the setup. I haven't been RoboCopped.
It's all gone. Gone full Heisenberg.
But in terms of other videos, I think I've said this before. I really want to start doing like hot or not videos of units. And I mean, I know there's videos already on YouTube, but everyone's gonna, if you've got an idea, everyone else is gonna try and do it. But like, put our spin on it. Things like tactical squads, assault squads. What legions they go in? For what are the better legions to have certain units in, and which ones aren't? You're never going to take breaches in a Night Lord squad, Night Lord's legion, because they just don't seem to fit the aesthetic of Night Lords. But
no.
Personally, I've seen Imperial Fist Assault Marines, and I just was like, what? Why? People do it.
They would have had some.
No, absolutely. Every single legion. When people say, oh yeah, you can't have that Typhon because Raven Guard didn't have Typhons because they were all about stealth. I'm like, no, every single legion had every single unit.
They had a full arsenal, didn't they?
Like, even the Iron Warriors had recon Marines. Like, as funny as that's.
So I think that pretty much wraps us up.
Yeah.
And yeah,
We've been bashing our gums for long enough.
Yeah, it's been good chatting to you guys. And yeah, Heresy Report's coming back next week. Well, filming it next week. Probably still a little delay to get it edited and released. So you'll probably see it towards the end of May, beginning of June, I'd imagine.
And we'll let you know, if you're watching this, you'll find out later on who it's versus, because we don't know at the moment. It could be anybody.
Yeah, it's a surprise for us as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely two of us will be in that video. Just we don't know which two.
Yeah.
So so for those who have never seen our channel and have listened to all that waffle, if you're looking to watch some Heresy Reports in the future and some ARS reports, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on them in the future when we start getting back to releasing them. And we'll catch you soon.
Oh yeah,
we will.
See you in the next one.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye.